So, hey guys, it's Myren Moore. I am the new development operator at the Heritage Foundation. I am here with President Steve Easton. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Myron. How about you?
I'm doing all right. So, this is actually the first time I've ever interviewed somebody. And they didn't give me like a practice run. They just said you're going to be
all right.
with President Steve Easton. So, I'm with the president from the Dickinson State University. I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's talk about scholarships. How important is scholarships? I know for me, I was thinking about this last night when I was prepping. Scholarships, if it wasn't for a scholarship, I wouldn't have the life I have right now. Like, it really changed my life and it saved my life. It gave me so many opportunities to do so many different things. Play college football, run college track, coach college football, graduate college, opened up so many doors. And I had to go to junior college at first. And, when you go to junior college and an athlete, you have a short window. You have a 2-year window to get a scholarship.
Yep.
Or you're probably just not going to finish college. You're probably just going to end up working. So Dickinson State really, helped me out by, awarding me a scholarship. So from your perspective, how important are scholarships?
Well, I'm going to start by tracking what you just said, Myron. First of all, the reason all of us are working hard for Dickinson State is Dickinson State changes lives. I mean, I really, truly mean that. We are the kind of institution that if we can get students here and present them with an opportunity, it can change their lives.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's, with that special close contact that we have between our faculty and our students, between our people like coaches and our students, and other members of our staff and our students. I mean, I really believe in Dickinson State in that regard. We have something in common. We both came here as students, as junior college transfers. Okay. I did too. And I had scholarships at the time. One of the reasons I was able to come here was the Maud Kleinfelter scholarship.
Okay.
Ms. Kleinfelter was one of the original employees of Dickinson State, and she squirreled away a bunch of money. And then when she died, she left it half to her church and half to Dickinson State. That, I want to say it was $400 a year. I'm old. I'm a lot older than you are. That was a lot of money and that made it possible for me to be here. And that's the bottom line. Is now we start out as a relatively inexpensive institution, right? I mean, that's one of the advantages of Dickinson State is that the value, that great education you can get, and the great opportunities at a relatively small price. But I would say to folks more of my vintage than your vintage, it's a lot more than it used to be. I mean, that $400, I mean, I remember at the time we were on quarters, every quarter my bill was $535 for tuition, room, and board. Not books, but everything else. Tuition, room, and board, $535. Those costs have gone up. Again, we're still a lot less expensive than almost everybody else, but those costs have gone up. And what we want to do is graduate students who are not crippled by debt for the rest of it. And because that debt, if you graduate with a bunch of debt, it really limits your options in life.
Absolutely.
And so scholarships are a key part of that. And they make it possible for students to focus on their studies and the other opportunities. And most of us had employment while we were here. I mean, that's another thing about Dickinson State. Most of us are working a job. I was working in Stockton Library when I was here, but that combination, that combination allows people to graduate with little or no debt, and that's a big part of what we're about. And I would just say so it makes a huge difference to students.
Huge difference.
Now, what might be less obvious is what a huge difference it makes to the institution as a whole, because we need students. I mean, the budget realities get a lot better when we have more students. And I hope when I say that, people realize that's not the number one reason we want people to come here. I mean, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
And we're in a very competitive environment for students. And a scholarship, that word is magic for our potential students. To be able to earn a scholarship is even beyond the important financial benefits. It's a way for us to say we value you.
Yep.
We value you enough that we are going to contribute to your education. And it gets back to why we have Yule time, because we need those dollars in the bank so that we can give our students that option and give them that boost to say, and our scholarships are not huge, but our expenses are not huge either.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's why I think that an investment in an auction item at Yule time that ends up being a scholarship to a student, we can look those donors in the eyes and say, this is a good investment. We're going to get good return.
Now let's talk about Yule time for a bit. It's our biggest fundraising event of the year. When donors and sponsors come together, they bid on auction items. This year it's going to be different. It's going to be a virtual online event, but
this year it's going to be different. He said through a mask.
Yeah, right. But the goal is still the same. The goal is to help students get scholarships. That's the goal. Whether it's online, whether it's in person. How important is it this year for people to really, just help out as much as they can?
Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, it's the same goal in terms of we're trying to create dollars for those scholarships, and the Yule time is directly into scholarships, especially this year. That's what we're raising. That's what we're raising money for. The thing that makes it different is that we don't have as much of the social aspects of Yule time, right? And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, and hopefully next year, a year from now, we're back to having because that's good too, right? For us to be able to get. We just can't do that this year, given our circumstances. So what we've got to do is, we hope those that are maybe watching this video and others out there realize we're gonna have to do that in spirit this year instead of in person. But at the end of the day, we need to still raise that money. So we have the scholarships. And there's I was just on the website. There's some really fun things to bid on.
There's a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, and the one thing is, in some ways, you never can fully capture some items. The one I was thinking of was that cool sign. It's a great big Dickinson State sign that was created on a 3D printer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's really cool. And then you look on the website and it's that big. I want everybody to know that sign's really big. I'm going to be bidding on that one too.
Your wife came in, I want to say yesterday, and she was looking at some items to bid on. Can't tell you about them, but nice Christmas gift coming up if she wins. So we talked about Yule time. When you look at the world right now, what does it say about the community here at Dickinson? Because we sold quite a few raffle tickets.
Yeah. What
does it say about the community that they're still trying to find ways to give to students in these crazy times?
Dickinson State was founded by the citizens of the southwest part of the state. Dickinson State had to fight its way into existence. Our sister institutions on the eastern part of the state kind of came in with the state, and this has always been an institution that the community, Dickinson specifically, but Stark County and more generally southwestern North Dakota, and even to this day, when I meet with my colleagues who are presidents of other institutions or my colleagues in the system, they say all the places in the state support their institution, but Dickinson's a little different. Dickinson's a little special. And we've really always, 102 years of existence, we've always had that great support of the community. And now we've got this circumstance where, like you say, we don't have the usual Yule time, but people are still out there
supporting and doing the best they can during these times.
And and the other thing, let's keep in mind, these are tough times without a doubt, but we're at Dickinson State, which went up in enrollment this year when most nationwide college enrollment is down 4%. Ours was up 4% on the full-time equivalent side, even more on the head count side. These are tough times for Dickinson, like they are for everybody.
Yeah.
We're kind of using this, Dick, we're tough out here. We're tough out here, and these tough circumstances we're used to that at Dickinson, and we're charging forward really well. But we do need that community support. We've always depended on it. We try to return that by being good citizens of the community. You know, when it looked like Dickinson wasn't going to be able to have a community Thanksgiving dinner, it was Dickinson State and the students that stepped up and made that happen. So it's a two-way relationship, but we know how much we need the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we really appreciate all that.
Absolutely, we do. I want to thank you for doing this. I want to thank all the donors and the sponsors for their continuous support. And we hope you guys sign up for Yuletime and bid on some awesome auction items.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
It's a different one, but it's still a good one.
Still the same goal.
And of course, I always end with Hawks are up. You know, right? Hawks are up.
Hawks are up.
All right. Thanks, everyone.